Hey guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. It's time for day 6 of our Golden Glow Bible study. Okay, welcome back, you guys. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you. So we are on verse 6, and that comes from James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. And like right off the bat here, we're talking about, those good gifts that we receive that come from God. And the fact that God is not going to change who He is. He is going to continually bless us, those who believe. So what I'm going to do before we go any further, though, is we're going to read verses 13 through 16 to shed a little bit more light on this. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does He tempt anyone. But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desires and enticed. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it's full grown, gives birth to death. Okay, so in these verses here, James is urging his readers to not be deceived. Emotions and sinful thinking can trick us and we end up turning away from God, and it's really important to cling to the truth, which is that every good thing in our lives is the gifts from God. And I'm not talking worldly gifts. We're talking about gifts from God. Worldly gifts could be, a new car, or you got a new computer, or a new phone. Those are worldly gifts. Gifts from God are things that we're blessed with, like our family, our children, good friends. Those are gifts from God. So it's important to keep that in perspective, okay? Because a lot of people out there are just, they feel like these worldly things are all gifts from God. And really, our gifts from God are our blessings. Okay, in the midst of our trials, when we are tempted, in those trials, we're tempted to change our opinion of the trustworthiness of God. And we start to make a list of those things, that we're missing out on, or we make a list of those things that we've lost, those things that we thought were good for us and they really aren't so good for us. And then the questions, like, I don't know if it's happened to you, but sometimes people question, if God were good, wouldn't we have those things that we're missing, or those things that we've lost? Wouldn't God be giving those to us? This is the attitude that will lead us to even more temptation. Then we begin to look elsewhere for all those good things, those worldly things that make us feel good. We think, or those things that we think that we're missing. So then oftentimes we think, well, if God won't provide them, then I'll just get them myself. I'll just go out and get all those things that, I desire. So in that case, we attempt to, once again, take control of our lives and do these things ourselves. But then we're going to struggle, and we're not going to find satisfaction from that. So with the scripture, James urges us to sort of flip that whole thing. If you come to that kind of situation or that kind of a temptation, he wants us to make new lists, not lists like that. So if we can make a list of all those good things that we already have, those good things that God blessed us with, like our family, our friends, then we ask, ourselves, well, where did these things come from? And we should clearly be able to answer that with God. James is encouraging believers in Christ to tell themselves the truth. God gave you those single good things that are in your life. He's the source of all those good things you have. And all the good things you will crave. It's all going to come from God. Who God is does not change if our circumstances change. He does not go from good God to bad God. You know, when we start having trials or we're tempted by Satan, he is still the source of all the good in our lives. That will never change. He never changes. So, James refers to God as the Father of lights or heavenly lights. God is the source of the light. The sun can never be in shadow, even though at times shadows may fall upon us. But God is ever and always the light. If we turn from him, we only go deeper into shadows. This also leads to the questions, what does it mean to remain faithful? Faithful that God is going to always be there. It means continuing to acknowledge that. Acknowledge that God is the source of what is good. What is good in our lives and what will be good in our future lives. We just need to remain focused on those things. And let's try the next time, we go through something. We're going through trials or tribulations or we're tempted. Let's just try to go and do as James is stressing, is to flip our list around, Let's make a list of the things that are good in our life that we know are blessings from God, rather than all those things we may be missing before we gave our lives to Christ, because it's going to shine a whole new light on our situation when we're tempted or the trials that we're going through. We got to remain faithful. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm not going to say it that this is one of my favorites because I've really enjoyed all of them so far. And we only have one more to go. So now it's time for the craft, and I am hoping that my phone behaves and it records this craft. Okay, because I don't know if it's me just all of a sudden not recording, but I looked right now and it is recording. So if it is black by the time this is over, I'll know it's the phone and not me. Okay, so here's our craft, and let's hope it's going to keep recording. Here is our journal, and we are in the back side now. That was where we did, I showed you guys this, right? I'm pretty sure I showed you that. And then here was the one that also didn't record. This was for day 5. So now we're going to go on to this, but it's just going to be clipped on somewhere. I'm not sure yet where I want to clip it. Maybe on a writing page somewhere. I don't know. And then we got to have one more in here. So I'll figure that out once we do this. So what I want to do is I got a piece of my ivory cardstock. And we're going to take this and we're going to glue it on here. Because this, once I decide which part I want as the tag, if I want the dragonfly in the tag or the flowers in the tag, I don't know yet. So we're going to go ahead and glue it on. Another misprint there with those blue lines. Okay, so let's... And I'm gluing the whole thing just in case I'd want to use another part of it as something else. Because I'm going to have those one pockets to fill of the one craft that you didn't get to see. The 3-pocketed page. Okay. So now we're going to put this on. I usually do this the other way, and I put the book or the hymnal page on, but I want this to be the main visage of our craft. Okay, so now this is going to be cut down to the tag. I just need to figure out, like, if I do this, is that going to be too big of a tag if I keep all of the dragonfly? Or we can go up here down to the wing, and that can be the tag. I think I'm going to go with the flower. I think we'll go with the flower. So let me cut that out. Okay, it's not going to be a super tall one. Okay, so I think we're going to do this part next. I'm going to use my tear ruler again. I really need to get a small tear ruler because this one is really big. And we're going to tear this. Instead of tearing it by hand, I want to tear it this way. And it's going to go on here. Okay, we're going to ink that. And that silly glue is coming right out of the nozzle again. Let's crack this open so it quits leaking out the top. Okay. And we're going to ink, I don't have to ink it the whole way down, but it's okay. Okay. Yes, I like that. So, pencil. We're going to do the trace thing again. We're going to trace around this so I know where to put my glue and then where to put this afterwards. Oops, you know what? I forgot. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't come out, you guys. I forgot to close that. Whew. I got lucky. I don't believe in luck. Okay. Now we're going to put this back on to where it lines up. And that's not where it lines up. There it is. Okay. There we go. I didn't put that on straight either. That's better. And now we're going to trim. We can use this other part for another tag. Okay. Lift him up. I think we're going to be using Ray of Hope on this one. Okay, so we're not going to have it that long though. I hope everybody is having a good week. Okay, do I want to put something on here? One of these on here. Let's, I don't know. Do I want to put it on there? I kind of like this green one, But I also have my sunflower stickers as well. Let's just cut this closer and see how it looks on there. We may not even put it on there. I want to get this trimmed down to as close to the image as possible so I can get a better look. Okay. So we want that on there. Or maybe this on here, kind of turned. I don't know, I kind of like that. Before we put this stuff on though, we're gonna get our angles cut. See if I can get this on there. All right, we got it. Okay. I kind of like it. I mean, I definitely like this turn, but I don't know if I like this. You know what? I'm just going to stop questioning it and just do it. I always overthink stuff, and it just takes that much longer to get through it. There we go. Okay, let's try to get this on here straight. Think that was low enough? Yeah. And let's get that pressed down so that we get rid of all the lines around it. I don't think that got some ink off my thumb onto it. Okay, and then do we like it tip? I like it like that. Better than this. I don't want it down there. I'm going to tip it. Let's see if this glue is going to do me good. Okay. Okay, so do we want to put the ribbon in there, or do we want to just put a topper on it? Let me see. I think we're gonna do a ribbon. Let's see. Let me get my this and this, and let's get our hole punched. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with, how did that ribbon get in there? Let's go with gold. And the washer, you guys. Always do your washer. It gives you a much better crimp. Okay. And I've got this one, but this stuff is kind of hard to work with. This is sari silk, but it's really stiff, but I really like this one. So I think this is the one we're going to go with. So let's trim that. Do we want to tie it? Try one tied this time. We always do the loop thing, so let's do the tie thing this time and see. And tie one more time for good measure. I like it. And another good thing, you know, with these style, you can always hang a ball pin on there with a charm too. Okay, I like that. So now we need to find a place to put it in the journal and a place to put our Bible verse as well. Clean all this off of here. Oh, you know what? I gotta ink this first. So let's do that. And I'm not going to round the bottoms. A lot of times I will round the bottoms of the tags I make. I really like that tag. Super cute. Okay, so now, oh wait, we're in here. Got that. I think it would be cute on there. What do you guys think? With the light background. And then put the Bible verse here. You think? It could go on here. Now I'm going to, I don't like it on that one. I'm going to work on some more of the pages too. Oh, how about on this one? And then we can put our Bible verse here. Okay, let's not clip that on yet. Let's get up our Bible verse. James 1:17. Where did my other one go? Oh, number 7 is right there. Oops. Don't get too close. Now on her Bible verses, she also put the version of Bible too, you guys. So you know, down here at the bottom where the verse is, she's got the version of Bible too, which is really nice. So you know which version of the Bible it came from. Okay, so let's go right here. Let's go as straight as possible. Are we in frame? I hope. Okay, there we go. Well, you guys know I just had my bone folder, right? And now I can, oh, there it is. Couldn't find it. Okay, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Love it. Okay. And then here's this. Let me get a paper clip. And we are going to also take a piece of this and we're going to tie it to the paper clip too. And we're going to do that first, or we're going to try to do that. I like to have a little something extra on the paper clips. I may have cut this one a little too long. That is okay. There we go. Look at that already framed. Like that didn't take long. Let's get some of that off. Okay, I'll clean that up some more later. Okay, and let's attach it. That turned out really cute. And there we go. Okay. I may change my mind with this and end up using some eyelash trim. You just never know about me. But there we go, you guys. That is day number 6. You guys, please let me know if you're following along. Also, make sure you go visit Diane. Her YouTube and Etsy shop will be listed down in the description box. I hope you guys are enjoying this Bible study. I am really enjoying it, even though half the time my crafts weren't recorded. But it's still recording, so I think I'm safe on this one. So make sure you guys come back for day 7, our final day for this Bible study. Really enjoying it, so make sure you come back for that. But that's all I have for now. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.